Many organizations are not mature enough to be able to identify risks individually, to assess them individually. So having an ability to have an overall risk assessment is extremely beneficial. Being able to identify risk for any object, whether that's a change management request, a location, is critical. And then being able to automate those responses, and we're going to see a demo about how we can do that. Be able to pull the data from the platform makes real-time risk a reality. And then real-time dashboards, being able to communicate at all levels and across the organization in the same language. But let's see what that looks like in action. So I'm going to be Carrie, the compliance manager, and I'm looking at my regulatory risk dashboard, where the system has already computed several things for me, including my 2 high risks and 3 control weaknesses. I also have other reports where I can actually drill into the specific authority documents and find out where the issues are. In addition, I've got my heat maps. But what I'm really concerned about are these 2 high risks. They could possibly impact my business. So the one I want to look at here is the Pci Dss Risk. When I get in there, I see that I've got a high inherent risk, I've got weak control effectiveness, and this weak control effectiveness is what's leading to my high residual risk. I also have a variety of assessments, which I know are old, so I'm going to reassess this risk. I'm going to do it as self-assessor, so I'm putting my name in here. And then I'm going to select Submit. The system opens up a task for me, which I select, and then I say, yes, please, I would like to assess. Very intelligently, the system says, you already have results. Would you like to use those? Well, that sounds great. That makes it a lot easier for me. So I am here now in my inherent risk assessment, and I see a variety of categories: operational impact to business, number of businesses impacted, and the financial impact. I'm going to manually assess these, which means I'm going to select high, medium, or low. Now, I've been doing a lot of these, so I know what low means, but if I didn't, I could hit this question mark on the right-hand side, and I can open up a screen that shows me guidance. So now I know exactly what low, medium, or high means. I can select what I need to select, put in my justification, and calculate my risk. Now, I haven't changed anything, so not surprisingly, when we scroll down here, we see that I have a high inherent risk. So now that I've done this, I want to now go and do my control assessment. I'm going to select that. I'm going to get into my control assessment, and I'm going to see a variety of factors. Now, these controls, what I'm doing here is trying to test whether or not the controls I have in place are actually mitigating the risks. These are automated controls. That means that the system is actually going in and selecting the information from the platform, from the control tests. So there's no manual intervention. They're grayed out because it is an automated process. And if an assessment changes, these numbers will automatically change. This is what we mean by real-time risk assessments. If I wanted to find out how these values were calculated, I could click on the question mark to the right, and it would bring up the calculations in an Excel spreadsheet. And here I can see under design effectiveness that I have 2 effective controls. I have 4 controls that are ineffective, and I have 2 that were not assessed. So that means that of the 6 that were actually assessed, only 2 of them are effective. So 2 out of 6 is the 33%. So I can do the same thing for operational effectiveness and for my other factors. Now, I'm not going to change my other factors. I'm just going to leave those as weak. And you can see my results right now are weak. If I go up and I calculate those results again, that really quick, when I scroll down here, you'll see that my control effectiveness has not changed. It's still weak. I can overwrite that if I need to and say it's adequate or strong, but I'm going to leave it where it is. I just need to add a justification. Now, these two methodologies, inherent risk and control effectiveness, are what's going to be used to calculate my residual risk, which the system is going to do for me. When I get in there, I see that my inherent risk is high, my control effectiveness is weak, and that's leading to my high residual risk. As you can see, advanced risk makes the assessment process much simpler. And by automating the collection of responses, you can not only gain real-time visibility into your compliance posture, but you can also make better risk-informed decisions. If I want someone to review my work, I have the workflows to allow me to do that. All I have to do is click that request approval, put in my comments, add something here, hit submit, and now my work is done. Thank you and have a nice day.